What's up, guys? Welcome back to another one of my class overviews. This time we're going to be going over Demonology Warlock and just kind of overall changes of um, what this class has become into. It's definitely had a bunch of changes since Warlords. Uh, I think in the better of things, but it is a very fun spec to play now, and I can't wait to actually have it on live servers. But alright, let's get into this. First of all, we're going to go through some of the spell book. A lot of this you're going to seem very familiar, and some of this is going to be some brand new stuff. So banish banishes a demon or aberration or elemental, preventing any action for 30 seconds. Limit 1. Casting banish again on the target will cancel the effect. Same as it's always been. Burning Rush is a talent we'll go over soon. Called Dreadstalkers. Now this is part of the new kind of rotation thing. You're basically going to be managing demons and just trying to keep up as many demons as you possibly can. You do work off on a 5 soul shard system. Um, Basically, you'll be casting Shadow Bolt to gain soul shards and using them to summon various demons. So the first set of demons is the Called Dreadstalkers. It costs 2 soul shards, 1.6 second cast with a 15-second cooldown. It summons 2 Ferocious Deadstalkers to attack the target for 12 seconds. Next one is just basically your command demon. Whatever special ability they have, you can do. Right now I have the Doom Guard under me, so basically I get to interrupt a spell lock. So next one is Great Hellstone. Great Hellstone restores 153k life. Great Soul Well for Great Soul or Hellstones for your whole raid. Demonic Empowerment. Now this is a big one. You'll be using this a lot in rotation. Basically, it's a 1.4 second cast, empowers your active demons with dark energies, increasing their haste by 53% for 12 seconds. Now this is gonna this has changed several times in the alpha already, but it now does it to all of your active demons instead of just a certain number. Demonic Gateway, same as it always been. It's actually in part of your spellbook now, unlike a few other movement speed increases that used to be with the Warlock. Demon's Wrath, basically going to be your channeled AoE, causes your demons to crackle with demonic energy, dealing 8,000 shadow damage to all enemies within 10 yards of any of your demons over 2.5 seconds. Castable while moving. Demon's Wrath damage also has a 15% chance to generate a soul shard. So basically, the channel and the damage around him has a 15% chance to generate a soul shard. Pretty nice when you have hordes of demons coming out. So Doom is basically your corruption. It is instant cast, inflicts impending doom upon the target, causing 57,000 shadow damage after 16 and a half seconds. Doom generates 1 soul shard. Now this may seem like it's a little underpowered, but if you get Doom rolling on a few targets, it'll actually generate quite a bit of soul shards. Next one's Drain Life. Drains life from a target, causing 17,000 damage, restoring 21% of health over 5 seconds. Pretty good. Enslave Demon. Enslaves a demon for 5 minutes. I have Kilrog, same as it always is. Summons a eye. I kind of move around and just look through it and just kind of scout ahead. Fear. Strikes fear on a target, disorienting them for 20 seconds. Damage may cancel the effect. You can only fear 1 target. Now, Hand of Gul'dan is the next your next spender. It costs 1 to 4 soul shards. It's a 1.2 second cast. Calls down a demonic meteor full of wild imps, which burst forth to attack the target for 12 seconds. Deals 13,000 shadow flame damage upon impact to all enemies, and applies doom to each target, and summons 4 imps based on the numbers of soul shard consumed. So basically, if you use it with 1 soul shard, 1 imp comes out, 2, and so on and so forth. Now, this does not normally apply doom. I do have a talent for it, so that's what applies it. I'll cover that in just a minute. Health funnel, sacrifice 24% of your maximum health to your demon to receive twice as much over 5 seconds. Life tap, instant restores 30% of your maximum mana at the cost of 10% of your max health. Ritual of summoning, 2-minute cooldown, same as it always is. Summons creates a summoning portal, requires the caster and 2 allies to complete to help summon party members. Now your main generator is going to be your Shadow Bolt. It's a 1.6 second cast. Sends a Shadow Bolt to the enemy, dealing 9,000 damage, awarding 1 soul shard. Now the damage is pretty low, but your damage is not going to be coming from Shadow Bolt. So Soulstone, allowing them to resurrect in combat. Nothing changed. Summon Beholder. Now this is a talent, which I'll be going over in just a minute. Your normal summon demons, Imp, Voidwalker, Fell Hunter, Succubus, and Fell Guard. Summon Doom Guard. Now this is normally a cooldown, but I took the talent for it, and you'll see in just a minute. Same with Infernal. Unending Breath, just basically swim speed and breathe underwater. Unending Resolve, basically your defensive cooldown, reduce your damage taken by 40%, and granting immunity to interrupts and silence effects for 8 seconds. Now Demon Skin, this is a passive talent that's really overpowered in my opinion. Your Soul Leech absorption now passively charges at a rate of 1% of your maximum health every 1 second. Now may absorb up to 20% life. So basically you have a 20% shield on you almost all times. It's really good. Basically just overall numbers. Absorbs most damage. Now your mastery is your master Demonologist. Demonic Empowerment also increases the damage of your demons by 50%. Soul Leech, all single target damage done by you and your minions grant you and your pet shadowy shields that absorb 15% of the damage dealt until cancelled, up to 15% of max life. Soul Link passive, 20% of all damage you take is split with your demon pet. Soul Leech also heals you 10% and your pet 40% of the absorption granted. Alright, time to hop on to talents. Starting at the 15 rank, we got Shadowy Inspiration. It's a passive. Basically, your Demonic Empowerment also causes your next Shadow Bolt to be instant. Now, Demonic Empowerment is not on a cooldown, so you can kind of keep spamming it and kind of get some instant Shadow Bolts, aka instant soul shards. I was using this one. It seems a little not the best. I think they could do a lot more with it. But next one is Shadow Flame. Lobs a ball of Shadow Flame at the target, dealing 9,000 Shadow Flame damage immediately and another 13,000 Shadow Flame damage over 8 seconds, stacking up to 3 times. This does generate a Soul Shard. We'll demonstrate it right here. Basically a quick little bolt. It's a 14-second recharge. It's alright damage. A little bit, maybe a little bit low, but now this is the one I'm primarily use. Demonic Calling. Shadow Bolt has a 20% chance to make your called Dreadstalkers cost no Soul Shards, and this is in your main rotation, so having 2 free Soul Shards is kind of nice. Moving on to 30 level talents. Impending Doom. Doom also summons one Wild Imp when it deals damage. Now, Doom does damage after 16 seconds. So it's kind of... doesn't happen that often. But your call... the next one is Improved Dead Stalkers. Call Dead Stalkers, wow. Now also summons 2 Wild Imps. Basically, these imps will be attached to their back. Let me get one of these out there. They basically hop on their backs and do extra damage. So basically, instead of having 1 Doom spawn at 16 seconds, spawn 1 Wild Imp, you get 2 imps out every 15 seconds. So, unless you're just spamming Doom on a bunch of targets. Next one is Implosion. Now I haven't really got to try this out a little bit. I only got to try it out a little bit. Basically, demonic forces suck all your wild imps towards the target, then explode them violently, dealing 15,000 Shadow Flame damage to all targets within 8 seconds. Now this could be good if you have a lot of Soul Shards and that you're burning on Hands of Gul'dan, and with massive AoE fights, I can see this working very well. But for just the sake of leveling and overall damage output, I think Call of Dreadstalkers would be the way to go. But the next tier, we have some of the healing aspects. Demon Skin, which is the one I'm using. Your Soul Leech absorption now passively recharges at a rate of 1% of maximum health every 1 second, and now may absorb up to 20% of your maximum health. So basically you have a 20% shield on you at all times that keeps regenerating, and it's kind of overpowered. Now Mortal Coil works the same way it used to. It does have a 45-second cooldown. Its instant cast fortifies the target into fleeing, incapacitating them for 3 seconds, and healing you for 11% of your max life. Shadow Fury, useful in PvP. It does stun all enemies within 8 yards for 3 seconds with a 30-second cooldown. It now has a cast time though, with 1.2 cast time. It's a little worrisome because that was your escape in PvP as a Warlock, but still a very useful talent. I can see it in some raids where you gotta kind of collapse on some ads. Next one, we have Hand of Doom. Now this one improves your Hand of Gul'dan. Your Hand of Gul'dan now applies Doom to all targets that it hits. So basically, if I did one on this training dummy, it would hit. Let's see if it works. Oh yes, it does. So it didn't hit that one just because it's a rating, but it did apply there and there. So it's really good at kind of AoE fights and gives you a little bit extra. The next one is Demonic Empowerment. Has a 50% chance to generate a Soul Shard in combat. Now, this one I was using for a while, and it was doing alright, but I found out that just kind of getting used to my rotation, wasn't using Demonic Empowerment as often. because I could manage my demons better, and I could rotate them out quite often. So they were using it once every 12 seconds with a 50% chance to gain a soul shard. Wasn't really worth it in my book. But the next one is Soul Harvest. It is a 1-minute cooldown with a 1.6 second cast. Immediately grants 5 soul shards. Now this could be good at basically some burn phases, like in Gore Fiend and Warlords. Just kind of pop that and get some extra damage out. Next one is basically almost basically movement speed talents. You got Demonic Circle, which used to be just in your spellbook, but now is a talent. I'm not sure how I feel about that. It's a little disconcerting, taking away more movement speed from Warlocks. But you summon a Demonic Circle for 6 minutes, allowing you to cast it again to teleport to the location and remove all movement slowing effects. Limits 1. Now, Burning Rush is the same as it used to be. Increase your movement speed by 50%, but also damages you for 4% of your max life every second. Movement impairing effects may not slow you below 100% normal movement speed. Lasts until cancelled. Dark Pact sacrifices 20% of your demon's current health to shield you for 400% of the sacrificed health for 20 seconds. If you have no demon, your health is sacrificed instead, usable while suffering CC effects. It is a 1-minute cooldown. This is very good for high damage fights, especially if you have your pet out like you normally should, and basically get a good chunk of shield, especially if you have demon skin up as well. Next set is basically helping out your main demon. Grimoire Supremacy, basically a passive. You're able to maintain control over even greater demons indefinitely, allowing you to summon Doomguard or Infernals as a permanent pet. Now, I have been messing around with the Doom card and also the normal Felguard. I do find that Doomguard does a little bit more damage, especially it is nice to have a interrupt too. So the next one is Grimoire of Service. Summons a second demon, which fights for you for 25 seconds and deals a 100% increased damage. This demon will immediately use one of its special abilities when summoned. So ideally you'd be running this with Felguard, and Felguard can get you a stun. Pretty nice. I think this might be good for burst fights and kind of once you're managing cooldowns properly and get used to the rotation, this could be very good. Now, Grimoire of Synergy. It's a passive. Damage done by your demon has a 100% chance to grant the other one 30% increased damage for 15 seconds. Now, this seems a little overpowered. It is not actually a 100% chance to grant the other one 30% increased damage. It is kind of a lower chance than that, but since it is still alpha, they are still working with all their numbers. I do see that that chance going down dramatically, probably to about 30% or something like that. Now, the level 100 talents are incredibly fun. The Summon Beholder one used to be Summon Inquisitor, but they did switch it around. It's basically the same effect, but has just a different look to it. The Summon Beholder costs 1 soul shard. It's an instant cast with a 24-second cooldown. Summons a Beholder for 12 seconds that launches eye lasers at all targets affected by your doom. Now, I do like running this with Hand of Doom, since I get a bunch of, say there's a group of 5 mobs packed up. You cast Hand of Gul'dan, you get Doom on all of them, summon your Beholder, and your Beholder is hitting all of them at the same time. Very good for small burst fights and also extra single target damage. Next one is Demon Bolt. It does replace your Shadow Bolt with a 1.6-second cast, same as your Shadow Bolt. Draws energy from your demons and launches a ball of demonic energy at the target, doing slightly more damage, 9,000, compared to, well, basically 500 damage difference. But the catch is, the damage is increased by 30% for each demon you have active. And still generates one soul shard, so you can have, let's see, your basically base demon plus four imps, or 6 total imps with 2 dead struckers. So you can multiply that up pretty high. Therefore, have more damage just coming from yourself. But since your mastery kind of works off of your demons, I just decided to go with an extra demon, just in my opinion. Alright, now the last one is the Soul Conduit. Passive, every soul shard you spend has a 30% chance to be refunded. Tried this out, it does seem a little off on the percentage-wise, but overall, a very useful talent, just giving you more soul shards to play with. So that's basically all the talents. I'll kind of go through the artifact weapon now. We got the Skull of Menari. Hopefully I'm pronouncing that correct. Now, it's a 1-minute cooldown with a 1.6-second cast. Takali, hopefully, drains the life of your pets and unleashes a blast of shadow damage at the current target equal to the life he stole. Now this I feel like is a little off. I think there is a little tweaking needed left in this, but most of the other artifacts are just passives. They are all passive, so basically increased damage all over your Shadow Bolts, your Imps, your Dreadstalkers, and such forth. So we'll kind of do a little rotation about this. Basically want to just generate some soul shards, get everything going. Make sure your pet's attacking, actually. There we go. Alright, I got 5 soul shards. Ideally, I want 5. Cast down a Hand of Godan. Get those imps out. Mostly waiting for that proc on our Dreadstalkers. So basically, ideal. Hand of Godan, called Dreadstalkers. Beholder, and Demonic Empowerment. Powers all of them, and now they're just doing crazy amounts of damage. Now with all these pets out, you cast your artifact weapon, and it's supposed to blast it for a bunch of damage, and honestly it doesn't do that much damage. Let's get the proc going here, and let's kind of show you the rotation of AoE fights. Basically pop that, then have all those popping out. Should be generating a lot of shards. Kind of faster than Shadow Bolts. Sometimes if you're lucky with that 15% chance. So that's basically the main rotation. Basically have all demons you can have out at once. Pop Empowerment and keep spamming Shadow Bolt. It does seem a little simple right now, but later on, ensure the midst of fights, it will be a little trickier to keep all your active demons up with empowered. So it's kind of good and kind of bad. I do really have high hopes for this spec. I do find it quite fun, especially solo play, having 8 demons are rushing out to your target and just kind of going crazy. Alright, let's see how much this artifact weapon does. So pop that. Let's see if we can get an accurate number. 57,000. So it's kind of low. Speaking that I have 400,000 I won't be that nervous about that in PvP. Yet again, I am only 692 item level, since that's what the gear they give you is. But overall, a very fun spec. Plus, you get a little following glowing skull around you. Kind of different to all the other artifact weapons. It's kind of adds to the characteristic of being a demonologist. But I really can't wait for see what else kind of applies to this. I know some of the talents are placeholder talents in the artifact weapon, and the relic slots should kind of add to that factor too. So it is going to be quite interesting to see how this plays, especially in PvP. I feel like it could be pretty good in PvP if you get all your stuff off like normal. But anyways, thanks for watching. Hopefully you guys enjoy this. If you do, like, comment, and subscribe. Definitely a lot more to come. Thanks.